So first off, just like to say thank you for taking the time to do this with me. How's your day been so far?
Yeah, I've had a good day so far.
Yeah, and how was your week?
I've had a really busy week this week. Pretty standard, I guess.
Yeah, and earlier I remember you telling me that your boyfriend didn't get the job for something he applied for.
Yeah, he applied for a promotion within like the company we work for, and he unfortunately didn't get the position. He got like a pretty significant pay rise though, so like that's pretty good. That,
that'd be amazing.
Like that he's being rewarded for the work that he's doing. You know, it was a shame he got passed over this time for the role, but I think our manager and our assistant store manager are really going to give him more opportunities to improve.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Will there be a time frame that he'll be notified as to when he could apply next?
It's sort of when a position becomes available, so it depends a lot on other people and what other people are doing within the company. Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been at Woolworths now?
4 years.
And you've worked with him for that entirety?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And how's uni going for you?
Uni's a bit stressful. I have a lot going on, like week to week. There's a lot of demands for me, so it's pretty full on right now. Yeah.
Okay. How's assessment looking for you?
Okay, it's a bit weird this semester because, like, normally as I'm studying, like, in the science faculty, I have a lot of exams, but this semester I have one exam total, and then I have at least 9 assignments. 9? So it's a lot.
How much is the exam worth?
I think 65%.
So that's a really big impact on your grade?
Yeah.
And the assignments, are they considered big assignments, or would they just be small?
Well, some of them are, like, worth 7 and 8%, but then again, some of them are worth, like, 40. Okay. So there's a big range.
So does that mean, I know at QUT there aren't hurdles for results, like you don't have to get a certain percent, you only have to pass. That's not the same at UQ, is it?
No, there's a lot of hurdles in science. On the final exam you have to get at least 40%. Some courses it is 50.
Yep. And
you need like an average of 40% across all of your assignments to pass the course as well. And
so how has that been like affecting your mental state, all this like constant work and being placed upon your shoulders?
I don't really have downtime, honestly. Like, downtime for me is like cleaning a cupboard, because at least I'm still doing something productive. I feel really guilty if I sit there and just watch Netflix. It feels like it's like just like a time consuming thing to do that is to no end. Like, I don't really get a benefit from it, so I would rather like spend my time doing something that I can look back and be like, yeah, you know, I did that, I got that, I worked on that.
So you'd always prefer to be able to look back on things and say, I've worked on that, rather than I wasted my time doing something different.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I think that's a really good way to, I guess, give yourself downtime, because you're still being productive, but you don't have the stress of having to get something done at that certain point in time.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's true.
And so I remember we were talking earlier, you said you were planning on moving out with your boyfriend?
Yeah, that's happening. We're looking at places, like, talking about how much we want to pay for rent, like, talking about, like, where we'd like to live. Like, he, obviously, because he games pretty hard, he's really worried about getting the right internet, so that's something we've been talking a lot about.
So has that been affecting, where you want to live, the internet access?
Yeah, a bit. Like, he's not super keen to live too close to where we live now, because the internet's only ADSL 2+, which is, like, not what he wants. He wants NBN, which is the fastest one.
Yep.
I think that it would be fine if we got the internet we had now, because it would be less people, like, chewing it up with things like Netflix and YouTube and games and stuff. He would use the internet way more than I would. Like, literally all I use the internet for is, like, oh, look, I need a PDF of this journal article for uni, so...
Of course. So where have you been looking then?
My preference would be maybe Morningside or, like, Camp Hill or Carindale.
Okay, so would that affect how you get to uni then?
Pretty similar to how I get to uni now, because we live in Murray now, so it's pretty far east, a bit south. It's like about a 20-25 minute drive to uni, sometimes longer in traffic, like 35 minutes in traffic.
Yeah, so that's not too bad then. And what about getting to work then?
Work's quick.
Yeah.
Anywhere around there, it takes 15 minutes tops.
Okay, well that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so when are you planning on moving out?
We want to be out of the house by the time that our current lease with people ends. That'll be the end of October. We're hoping to be out of there.
Are you planning on moving out with other people or just by yourself?
We've talked about moving with some of our current housemates. We've thought about it, but again, like, my boyfriend is a really private person, so I think he would prefer if it was just he and I. And again, it means like it's like a less sizable property that we would live on if it was just he and I, rather than, you know, having to deal with like all of the responsibility that